Greetings. This is Governor Herrera. I hope you and your family are doing well, in keeping with the weekly video updates. As many of you are aware, the Superette has been closed since last Thursday and is scheduled to reopen this week. There was an exposure risk and contact tracing has been completed. All those who had a true exposure have been contacted and quarantined. For those of you who visited the Superette prior to the closure and you have not been contacted, the investigation determined that your visit did not put you at risk. Please be aware that our contact tracers have been very persistent in contacting those who have had an exposure to COVID-19. Our contact tracers will call, text, leave voice messages, call again, or if all else fails, they will show up to your home. This is the extent our tracers will go through to protect the health and safety of the community. The Pueblo Laguna EOC has currently assigned 11 community members who are identified as certified contact tracers to be on call 24/7 for the Pueblo. This allows the Pueblo to stop the spread of the virus efficiently and effectively by quarantining and isolating those in a timely manner. Next, regarding discussions around school and sports, it remains unclear how school will be conducted in the fall. However, in regard to sports and practice activities related to sports, I've had discussions with the local school districts, Superintendent of Grant-Cebolla County Schools, and Governor Bayo from the Pueblo of Acoma. I'm providing my guidance that no Laguna students should be participating in sports practices to protect the health and safety of our youth and their families. Recently, I was made aware that some of our Laguna youth were involved in an off-reservation gathering to participate in sports activities with other youth from local communities. This was very concerning because the most current research suggests that once a person contracts the virus that causes COVID-19, it could cause lifelong damage to your lungs. And as a young student athlete, this virus could have long-lasting effects as you go through life. So I ask you, parents, students, and especially coaches, to be patient during this time with gatherings and get creative with your sports workouts on your own time. We have a lot of great athletes and coaches within our community who can offer alternative ways you can adapt your training and conditioning for your sport without having to go outside of the Pueblo. As an athlete, take this as a lesson on how to overcome obstacles and adapt to the changing situations. COVID-19 has presented you with moving on. Testing remains available for all Laguna tribal members and residents. If you have had symptoms of COVID-19, you've had close contact with a person known to be positive for COVID-19, you are a healthcare provider or first responder, or you recently traveled to a location considered a hotspot, I strongly encourage you to get tested. To date, myself and 11 members of the Tribal Council members have completed our COVID-19 testing as of last week. Other members of the Tribal Council have already prior tested, and so that is our effort to help the process and efforts here in our community. The EOC will continue to host more community COVID-19 testing, and a permanent test site for the Pueblo will be open on July 20th and located at the fitness center parking lot. Testing can be scheduled on Monday through Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. More information will be provided. Currently, the EOC has administered a total of 1,560 tests, with 149 pending, 1,391 negatives, and 25 positives. We are grateful to announce that 4 patients have recovered from the virus. Please take advantage of the COVID-19 testing service the Pueblo is offering. I am saddened to report that as of today, the Pueblo has recently reached a total of 25 positive cases within the Pueblo boundaries. The EOC and I are monitoring the origin of each exposure to determine how to better protect the community and when to implement stricter protocols to stop the spread of the virus in the Pueblo. I mentioned in previous videos, the amended Executive Order Number 1 is a living document. Discussions are in progress to consider reverting back to a Pueblo closure. As stated before, we are putting the trust back in the community to carry out the COVID-19 safety precautions that we know work if you adhere to them. As people continue to allow non-residents to come back to reside in their households without following the amended Executive Order Number 1, specifically Section 2.1.3, it states that Pueblo member non-residents desiring to establish residency within the Pueblo must obtain permission of the respective village officials and follow any testing or isolation protocol required by the EOC prior to return. I cannot stress enough that the amended Executive Order Number 1 provides you with the needed guidance to keep you and your family safe. If we continue to see households not adhering to this guidance, we will see a rise in cases and increased number of households affected by community spread. In the end, it's my responsibility to protect the Pueblo, and if I need to put more protections in place due to increased cases and non-adherence to the COVID safe practices or to the order, I will do so. We also need to be mindful of Governor Grisham's public health travel restrictions for the state of New Mexico. Anyone traveling out of state must self-quarantine for 14 days when you return home. If you need further guidance on travel restrictions, you can contact the Laguna EOC or visit the Laguna website. In closing, I want to remind each of you that this is a very serious matter. It's going to take all of us to get through this with or without an executive order. Reflect on and be mindful of the advice of our people, our leaders of the past and present. The guidance is there. Practice obedience and exercise discipline. We are doing what we can to help protect you. Everyone needs to protect yourself and protect others. We don't want to put ourselves in a position where we put a strain on our healthcare system or on the resources the Pueblo has worked hard to obtain. We don't have unlimited resources or unlimited personnel, so again, we need your help. Be respectful to one another, and if you have to give guidance to each other, do it in a loving manner. Be mindful of your actions and decisions because they have an impact to the greater community if safety precautions are not met. In the coming days, the EOC and I will be making some tough decisions to protect the health and safety of our people. Continue to keep those who have been impacted in your thoughts and prayers. Be well and stay safe. Thank you for this opportunity. And everyone, take care.